What's going on?
Shannon.
Good job.
Hi, I'm Remy.
Workday's over. I'm Hannah.
I'm Haley.
Remy and Roman.
This is Shannon.
It's got a ring to it.
does.
Hi, I'm Shannon.
And that's Roman.
This is Shannon. David calls her Shan Wow.
Does he?
He has the weirdest nicknames for everybody.
Wow.
I don't know how I feel about
Has
that.
he like hung out with you? Is there a meaning behind that?
Nope.
No.
Just sounded good to him. Cool. Then
Where
take it,
are you
Shan.
going?
Well, I'm Ronan.
Are you standing?
We brought some babies today, just to help set the mood. Well, that's a good thing to hide that.
She tried drinking it already once.
It's like extra milk.
Yeah. So, momming be like,
You didn't come up with a catchy title, did you?
no.
Always winging it. Boom. Mommy be like, we
Nursing
always
sucks.
do.
Yes.
Nursing sucks. I don't know. I feel like that would turn away. Oh, literally.
Nursing sucks. I get it.
Oh, that was fun.
I feel like even like hardcore like people who are into breastfeeding would say that it
Would
sucks
get that.
sometimes.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's a good kind of like introduction to our topic for today.
Yeah, our topic is
Breastfeeding. So we brought Shannon on because she recently had her first baby, Ronan. Haley has Remy, who's almost a year. And I've had two, my daughter is two, my son is 7 months old. We all have different breastfeeding experiences, which is something I think is super interesting just about mom life in general. Like, breastfeeding experiences are so different. So, I don't know where we're gonna go with that.
Oh,
It's one of those things that when you're like in the hospital and you have your baby, you're like, I'm supposed to start doing this thing that I've heard of. And even if you've researched it before, like until you do it, you don't
You don't know what
get
it's
it,
like.
you know?
Yeah.
And I was not prepared. I don't know about you. Did you feel prepared? Did you feel prepared?
No. It seems so easy to me, like before. It seems so simple.
Well, if you see a picture of someone doing it, the baby's like eating,
Uh-huh.
right? And so you're not seeing the picture of the baby pulling away and thrashing milk all over and the pain that comes when your milk comes in the first
I
time.
had a lactation consultant right away, and she was scary. She like, nope.
In the
Instant
NICU,
cloud.
right?
Oh.
Got in the NICU.
What was scary about her?
She was just forceful.
I had one of those too.
Like
with
she
the
like
nurse.
would shove Remy on my boob, and I'm like, okay, stop.
I had a nurse who was like shoving my boob into his
Yeah.
mouth, like just grabbing it and pushing it into his mouth, and I was like, well, maybe if you want to shove it in his face, he'd want it. I don't know. I did better figuring it out on my own.
I think that's part of it. Like, it is figuring out on your own, and then you're so stressed out those first few days. No matter what your experience is, like you had a baby that got taken from you and taken to the NICU. Did Ronan stay with you?
Yeah.
Like, you were. Both my babies stayed with me, but like Gemma had jaundice, and so like she got taken for 24 hours. So it's like you don't have time when you're in the hospital to like really figure it out. It's not until you go home that you're really able to like calm and figure it out. But it's so stressful because you're like, I want to feed them, they need to eat, and but
Yeah.
pro tip, something you should know when you go in to have your baby is that they actually have all the nutrition they need for the first couple days. They don't depend on your boob for the first couple days. And that was so stressful for me because I was like, I'm failing them because I don't have milk, I don't know this. It's all they need is like tiny little drops, or even just like the feeling of it, and they're good to go. Like I did not realize that going in. That was so like freeing my second time around. But,
I didn't know that either. It's a lot of pressure.
so much pressure. Even when they tell you that, you're still like, oh, it's my baby though, and I was.
Well, I had a friend who had twins
Okay.
when I was like 16, and she would just like publicly like just like pop her boobs out and like walk around like nursing them, and we just walk around the store like that.
Oh
And
my
I
gosh.
thought I was like a sheltered homeschooler, so at first I was like, oh God, like
I would still feel that way.
But now I'm like have so much respect for her because even though I like totally support women like breastfeeding publicly, like I just can't bring myself to do it. I have a hard time even nursing him under a cover because I feel like people are staring at me.
I do get that vibe too. People are really weird about it.
Yeah.
Sometimes, okay, but I sometimes do wonder, we can dig into that more, like, I've definitely felt that way, but I wonder if, like, it's more me just thinking people are feeling that way. Because nobody's ever, like, actually come up to me personally and been like, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing that? Sometimes, like, I, like, interpret a glance, you know, and I'm like, you seem like you're judging me.
They probably would, like, glance you anyways, you know?
Right, because you have a baby, period. And when you're not covered up, they're gonna come talk to the baby. So maybe they're just waiting for the moment to come talk to the baby. I don't know. I think it's sometimes, I don't know. I feel like sometimes with babies, I assumed a lot of judgment when it was more just people like caring or showing interest, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's a hard thing too.
Yeah, I feel like I personally I get so stressed out when I think people are like looking at me and
Me
like,
too.
judging me.
Oh
and
my
stuff.
gosh, me too.
And so then it would never go well when we were just in St. Cloud yesterday and it did not go very well.
Because then you get stressed. And have you noticed that when
totally
you're
tell.
stressed, yeah, he
Mhm.
does not eat as well?
No, yeah. So he only nursed for like a few minutes at a time. Even when we went in the nursing room in the mall, like
I just remember like times if I was like stressed trying to breastfeed and you just get sweaty and you just start to like freak out
Yeah.
and then it just like does not, like it's a failed experience every
Yeah.
time. I pretty much in my house, I created a nursing nook and when people were there, I would just go away and it was like my alone time. It worked like with both pregnancies or after both babies. This was my favorite part of like postpartum. Whenever we had company, which was a lot because people come over like, you know, after you have a baby, I would just be like, I gotta go breastfeed and I would usually take like a full hour for a 20-minute feeding and I would just sit up there. And sometimes I'd invite Haley up, be like, you can come sit up there. And we would end up just sitting like alone because it's a great excuse to just, I'm gonna just escape for a little while.
that sounds nice.
Okay, but for all the negatives of breastfeeding, like, it is a really intimate and cool experience.
It is, yeah.
Like, even if you just do it for the first couple weeks or whatever you choose to do. With Milo, I only made it 2 months before I had to go back to work and start pumping. I don't like pumping.
Yeah, that's the worst.
I don't mind it that much.
You feel like a cow.
Yeah.
I
I don't know. I didn't mind it too much.
that's good.
I also didn't have to do it very much, so.
Well, and some people are
Like, you had to
pros
do all
at
the
it.
time, probably,
Right.
So.
Some people are pros, like,
Yeah.
because they don't nurse right away. They just pump. the
Yeah, I
entire
know people
time.
that do that the entire time. So it's
Yeah.
like, that's what they're used to and it just works for them. But I don't know. I would get like depressed while I was pumping. And I've actually read a little bit about that, like for some people, and not for everyone. That's important. Watching these videos, like, it's important to me that everyone realizes that we're just sharing our experiences and hashing things out and
Yeah.
talking about things, but like, we just really believe that it's different for everybody. All of these topics that we talked about, momming it, period. Like, you gotta take everything with a grain of salt. But, yeah, like, I read that for some people it really makes postpartum depression worse because you're disconnected from your baby and like you have this contraction that is causing you pain while you are not able to be with your child, like if you're working. So for me, when I went back to work and tried to pump on both my preps, I was like in physical pain trying to pump while trying to like keep my brain like active on whatever I was supposed to do, and I wasn't with my baby and feeling guilt for that. And those were like my worst days of depression, were those 2 weeks where I did it at school. I couldn't keep doing it because I knew my postpartum depression would have like spiked through the roof.
Right.
And it's different for everyone, but that for me, it was terrible. So Haley, you made it 6 months with Remy, right?
Well, I quit in the 6th month. So really it was 5 months and then a couple weeks into her 6th month I quit.
And Roman is how old?
She's coming for you. He is almost 6 months.
And you're looking at stopping today.
Yeah.
So we're commemorating this.
Yeah, it's a big moment.
It's a big moment.
I'm really actually surprised he's this happy.
So we've made it, you guys went about the same time, and that's about how far I went with Gemma. And I went last with my second, so I don't know how it worked for you guys, but.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, after St. Cloud yesterday, I was just like, it's just nice to not have to worry about. I feel like I dread it when we go on trips or when we're like somewhere
Makes
for
it
a long
stressful.
time. I'm like, oh god, I have to nurse soon. So, I think it just makes it more fun and enjoyable and stress-free for all of us. So, and we're going to my parents this weekend, so I was like, I want to be done by then and just like be able to give him a bottle, and then Jordan can get up with him.
Yeah, that is a different part. You know, okay, not to like just be ready for some pain in this quitting process. I was not prepared for that first time around. I cut cold turkey. I don't know what you're doing if you're like phasing off. I cut cold turkey both times.
I'm kind of phasing it
And both times I like just powered through it, but boy, that's a painful word.
Well, and you had mastitis with Gemma.
I did.
Did you think that cutting cold turkey was worse?
Then that
She's had a lot of mastitis.
No, you'll be fine. You'll be fine after mastitis.
Yeah?
Yeah, because with Gemma, I had mastitis and then cut cold turkey, and so it was bearable. And this time I didn't have mastitis and I cut cold turkey, and it was like having mastitis.
Right. I hadn't had any issues like gorging or anything, so like it was really bad.
Yeah, that's definitely another part of breastfeeding is there's a lot of complications that people get, like plug ducts and mastitis, and but there's a lot of good home remedies out there for that stuff. So if you are struggling with that or like you're worried about that when you are breastfeeding, maybe you're pregnant or whatever, there are a lot of good things out there to help with mastitis. You know, like I found a lot of natural remedies that actually help more than any.
Did you try garlic?
Not garlic, but I did cabbage leaves, like just for relief, and it felt so
My
frozen.
friend said eat a clove of garlic.
Did you do it?
No.
I couldn't.
Some of those things I'm like, where, why?
They do make a like a mother's milk tea thing
Yeah.
that helps to dry it up. But yeah, I did cabbage leaves. They smell so bad.
Really? I didn't think they smelled that bad. It has like a distinct smell.
They're gross.
I mean, when it gets like warm after it's been on there for a while, you're like, I'm cooking this cabbage now.
Yeah.
This is good cabbage.
Cooked it?
No, it's just okay. So Haley, when you quit, did you feel guilt, like mom guilt? Do you remember? Because that's I think something that people feel like,
Oh, I didn't. Oh, well, I mean, like, it wasn't mom. I felt sad after I quit, even though it's what I wanted to do. Like, it was going to be easiest. But, like, you also kind of feel sad that you're not feeding her. I don't.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I get
But, like, I didn't feel any mom guilt.
that's good. I struggled with guilt a lot. I don't know, like just feeling like, oh gosh, like I think Gemma got sick a month later and I was like, oh no, would she have not gotten sick? But and you know, like all of those kinds of things for me were always hard, but
Did you feel it with Milo? Though?
I felt it a lot less with Milo.
Yeah.
Because Gemma is a thriving 2-year-old who is incredibly smart and yeah, like it was definitely hard for me that first time because I just had so many like things in my mind about formula and all of these things, you know, that you read. But how are you feeling?
Not bad, actually. I think I thought about it pretty much the entire time we've been breastfeeding. Like, I got mastitis like 6 times,
Oh my
and every
gosh.
single time I was like, okay, this is it.
So, like, once a
if
month?
I get it again, yeah, pretty much. Sometimes it was like every other week. So I took antibiotics for it, I think like 3 times, and then the other 3 times I like kind of got rid of it, by pumping a lot and stuff. But every single time I was like, okay, if I get it again, I'm gonna quit, because my supply would go down after like every time too.
Yeah.
So I was like, if it happens again, I'm gonna quit. And I would do that like over and over again, but then I like couldn't bring myself to like quit. Plus, you know, it's like he wasn't taking a bottle, so that's like it takes effort to quit, and it was just easier sometimes just to like let him nurse.
Absolutely.
So I don't know. I was really conflicted for a long time, but I feel like now I'm sticking with it. With not breastfeeding.
I think that I think once you're through the getting just stopping.
Yeah.
Like slowly.
Yeah, my biggest concern was just getting him to take a bottle.
Yeah.
So he took one really well. when he
Babies
was
are
little.
so resilient.
Yeah.
That's why I
They'll
always
survive.
yeah, like I have to keep reminding myself about all the time. They're so resilient.
Yeah.
And they will adjust and they'll be okay. And moms are just doing the best they can. Moms are doing the best they can. Like as long as you are trying what you think is best and you know, done whatever research you think you need to do. And I think there's some people that for them, they have to research every detail to make sure they know and they know and they know. Other people need to just read one thing and then go with their gut, you know. And mom gut's a real thing, but so is research. Like it's a balance of the two.
I feel like some moms are very like, no, I do the right thing. This is the right thing.
That's hard.
And
That's
they're
hard.
not like nice about it. Or they're not like, oh yeah, you're doing the right thing for your kid, and I'm doing the right thing for my kid.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Which I always wonder like where that comes from, like why we with any concept, like why do we feel the need to be so like what I'm doing is better than what you're doing? Is that just like innate for some people, like this need to be right. I don't know, because I tend to not think that way. Like, and even if I do think I'm right about something, like I'm usually pretty open to like learning about it. And I think that's key as a mom. I've blogged about that so many times. Like, we have to learn. We have to keep learning because your kids are gonna keep changing, and those moms that think they have it right now might be the ones that really need help in a year. And if you burn all your bridges, you know,
Right.
because you may, you know what? I do think that different women and dads. Everyone's wired for like different stages better too. Like I know in my family, my mom like loved when we were little, but it was harder for us when we got to like the middle school ages. It's harder for her when we got to like the middle school ages, and my dad really took over at that time. You know, like different stages you do know innately more than others, and for some people babies are not a natural thing, and that's fine. It's kind of discouraging though when a mom does talk that way, because then you just feel like, okay, well, what do you think of me? Because I'm not doing the same thing as you, and are you just like, have you made decisions about me?
Yeah.
So it's that judgment thing though, and then mom guilt.
Well, it's like with this whole deciding on what to do with Remy
Did it scare you?
for milk after she's 1. Everyone has
we should talk about that.
all these things that are like right. Even people who are not moms.
You get excited.
I think I'll do almond milk because we don't do milk in our house, so
You know you have to milk all the almonds.
yeah.
So if you're watching this and you have an opinion about when your child turns 1, so they're past that infant formula stage, what's your recommendation for continuing on with some form of milk? Or do you continue on with no form of milk? What do you do? For us, I know that, I think it was like a comfort thing. We wanted that bottle at bedtime for Gemma, so she felt that she had that comfort of like, I'm having my bottle before bed.
Right, that's what I got for Remy because that's what she does. She won't go to
And
bed without
I
milk.
thought whole milk was just like, it had that thick,
Yeah.
like similar texture, and it was, you know, it's fairly cheap, and I know that it's good for you to an extent. So I always made a point of like, we did not give her very much. 8 ounces a day, maybe 16 if she wanted it in the morning. And
I think like a year ago I would have been like, you need to give your child cow's milk. But
I haven't done any research about almond milk for kids, but I know that almonds are super fatty. That's the only thing I can think of is like if it's a weird fat.
yeah,
one.
I was looking
Or
at
like
all the
nuts. I don't know,
different,
but
comparing them to whole milk. I texted Rachel about it
yeah.
and she said soy or almond, but I know that there can be like difficulty with too much soy, so
Right.
I don't think I want to give her the soy milk.
It's cool that we have options.
Right. And I mean, as
And
long
you
as
can
she,
try something, and you might try almond milk and she might not like it. You might be like, I'm just doing whole milk because she likes it,
right,
and it works. And
and as long as she's getting her nutrients from everything else.
yeah, so she's not spitting everything out and just keeping it in her mouth
Right.
all night.
I mean, obviously, if you do other stuff besides milk, then you have to be more
Okay,
in tune to what she's eating and make sure she's getting everything. Whereas milk is probably just the easiest thing.
I feel like whatever you do, kids probably can survive. So, well, right. I don't know why people are so like hung up on one thing or the other. 'Cause
Well,
unless
okay.
you're like giving your kid energy drinks at night, like I feel like
There's
you'll
something to
be
be said of being passionate about something you're called to. And for some women, motherhood is their everything, and so they've poured into it, they've researched, and I understand having passion there, but I think you always have to leave even just 10% of room for like, this is where I'm passionate, I'm so passionate about this, let me teach you if you want to learn more, I'd be happy to share with you, but I do realize that there are other ways of doing it. Like even just that little phrase at the end could really help soften that. Grace. Right, blue-eyed girl. Husbands and breastfeeding, like, was that hard for, like, was that, I don't know, I know for Gabe, like, every time I would get mastitis and stuff, like, it was just, like, he felt so helpless, like, not being able to be the one to feed them, you know? And even if I pumped and he could do a bottle, it's still, I had to pump to do it. And he would always just, I mean, Gabe's, like, super conscious, just about, like, me and honoring my time and helping me and being there. And I just, like, sometimes I know he felt so helpless, like, he just, there was nothing, those first few months, like, it was all me. Like, I had to do it all, and it just takes so much time and energy, and that was hard for him. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd say it was probably hard for Jordan too, especially just, I was so sleep deprived during the day. You're up like 8 times at night. think she's startled. You're up just like so much during the night, those first few weeks especially, because they're like eating all the time.
Yep.
And sometimes it was like, I don't know, because he was hungry all the time. It was like anytime he cried, it was like, oh, maybe he's hungry. But I was like resistant to him being hungry because I was like, I don't want to feed him again.
That's
like,
okay.
can I
That
just-
is the worst when people are like holding your baby and they're crying and they're like, oh, I think they're hungry. I'm like,
They're not always hungry. I mean, they're hungry a lot when they're newborns, but
No.
they're not always
just
hungry.
because they cry does not mean they're hungry. Don't tell me what they are.
Yeah, they cry for lots of reasons. I think as far as breastfeeding goes, what I've noticed, I guess the trend I've noticed among moms who've like been able to do it successfully for a really long time, is like they don't seem to have any like they don't really care what people think. And like I do, I care. I know it's probably not like, I probably shouldn't care, but I do. I care what people think, and I think about what they're thinking of me when we're like out in public. And like my friend who breastfed twins, like she was a single mom, so like she couldn't afford to care. And like I've noticed like people, I was asking people for advice about like what to do about nursing him in public, because I was like, what do you do? Because he always fusses every time I try to nurse him in public. And they were like, honestly, I just had to abandon covers, like nursing covers. And like that's the answer I got from like everyone, is like I had to stop using a nursing cover. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. So that's why I decided to quit today. But I don't know, that seems to be the trend, is like, I see a lot of moms who just like don't even use covers and just don't care what people
They
think.
do make some like cool nursing shirts that you really can't tell. Like it just looks like
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is nice. I definitely think like if I get pregnant again and breastfeed again, I would definitely look into some of that clothing, because there are some places I think I could do that and feel comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And that would make, because my kids didn't like nursing under covers either. The darkness, it would put them to sleep, or it would just agitate them, one or the other.
It gets so hot and gross under there.
This has been Mommy Life with about all the breasts and all the boobs. At least we didn't flash them at them.
Well, there's still time.